Good evening, Lizzie boys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Monster High dolls, or rather the SDCC dolls as they've been dubbed by the fandom, because that's the abbreviation for San Diego Comic-Con. It's much easier to say, as you can tell. So I wanted to rank these dolls because SDCC is coming up this month, starting on, I believe, the 20th. So most likely in a couple of days we're going to have a new Comic-Con exclusive Monster High doll revealed. And before that, I would like to rank every existing Monster High doll that's been an exclusive to this convention thus far. So, I'm going to explain in a moment which dolls will be included, like what items will be included on this list and what won't, because there have been a variety of exclusive Monster High things at this convention, so let's just get it out of the way. I am only going to be including the dolls that were exclusive to the convention. Emphasis on dolls and exclusive to the convention, because there are two things that have been released as SDCC exclusives for Monster High but do not count because they're not dolls or they were not exclusively available at the convention. So firstly is the Cleo and Ghoulia 2-pack. That pack was available on Mattel's website simultaneously. It was more of just an adult collector set akin to the Draculaura adult collector doll that was released in 2015, so yeah, it's not a Comic-Con exclusive. I think people just think it is because it was sold there, but it was not exclusive to the convention, so I'm not counting it. I'm also leaving off the exclusive Nephara Boo York vinyl figure because that's a vinyl figure and not a doll. So with that, let's begin. Starting us off in 9th place, we have Ghostbusters Frankie. This doll is just not that interesting to me. In comparison to previous Comic-Con exclusive releases, this Frankie just falls really flat to me. For starters, the G2 face, which I'm personally just not a big fan of, don't know if that's an unpopular opinion, I'm joking. So, I also just don't care for the Ghostbusters collaboration. It feels really random. Monster High Comic-Con exclusives tend to be set in their own world. Case in point, two later dolls that we'll be discussing on this list, Deadfast Ghoulia and Weberella, are both sort of themed around the convention. Rather, Ghoulia is primarily because she's literally attending a version of Comic-Con on her doll. She has a little lanyard and everything. So just randomly collaborating with a real-world property here just doesn't feel right. This doll had a pretty nice box, though. Like, this box is fun, and I won't deny that, but again, just my least favorite personally. The doll's quality I'm not sure of because I actually do not own this doll. I boast a complete Comic-Con collection aside from this doll. So, yeah, just not a big fan of this one. Up next, in 8th place, we have another Frankie in the form of 2022's Voltageous Frankie. So this doll was pretty fun when she released. I do like the doll, don't get me wrong. It's just, in comparison to other things on this list, I feel like the quality falls flat. I do actually own this doll, so we don't have to look at a stock photo the whole time, allow me. So, this doll in person, the quality is nice, but one issue does stand out with this doll, and it's her price point, because this doll was released at $75, which I don't really think she was worth. The designers who worked on this doll did a great job. I really like this, like, sort of modern take on Voltageous, and I think that they executed it well. I really like the tinsel, I like the black and white look, and I love this screening. It's definitely a huge step up from the original Haute Couture, but in comparison to previous Comic-Con dolls, which is what we're doing here, I feel like 8th place is probably the best spot for this doll. Though I do really appreciate this little comic book because it is a fully mini version of the actual comic book that the original Voltageous doll came with. It's a nice touch. Next, in 7th place, we have the Rebecca and Hexakaya 2-pack. This pack seems kind of forgotten about. I really feel like a lot of people forget that it happened, and by that I mean I never unboxed it, so I forget that it happened. So, overall, Hexakaya is pretty well done. They reused Manny's body sculpt for him. They gave him a completely new robotic arm sculpt, which is incredibly detailed. They gave him a mustache. They set him up with Headmistress Bloodgood. There was a lot going on with this doll. But Rebecca, I really feel like was a bit of an afterthought. It seems like they kind of just gave her chrome skin and the outfit she wore in Frights Camera Action and called it a day. Her dress is kind of lazy. I really don't feel like it's as detailed as a Comic-Con exclusive dolls should have been, but I still like this doll because it's Rebecca. Rebecca's one of my top favorite characters. I just feel like they could have done a better job with them. I'm also not the biggest fan of this packaging design because it's not able to be saved. Like, this artwork is stunning, I absolutely adore it, and this packaging is no doubt better than, like, Voltageous Frankie's. But you can't really open it in a way that you can save the packaging. It's kind of just a piece of cardboard attached to the plastic. Like, it's a cardboard insert that I'm scared to remove it because I don't want to damage the box, you know? So I've always just left these dolls in the boxes. I think Garrett Sander did a great job on this doll. I always forget that he worked on like all of the Comic-Cons before because there's so many designers working on the dolls nowadays. But yeah, I like this pack, but I can't really rank it above 7th. In 6th place, we have Black and White Frankie. This might be a bit of a shock to you guys because this doll is pretty iconic, but I feel like it's just that. It's iconic because it's just a black and white version of Frankie. The packaging design is amazing. I really wish that upgraded packaging had been used at some other point other than just this doll. And I will show you the box in a second. I own this doll as well. But talking about how I feel about the doll herself, it's just a black and white version of Frankie. I really don't feel like there's anything else that special about it. The box design is great. I've never read the diary, but it's allegedly it's a unique story. In comparison, it's not just like a black and white version of Frankie's original diary. It's like about Frankie's first day alive, which is pretty cool. But yeah, overall, I just don't think this doll is like, it doesn't stand out to me among all the other Comic-Cons that we got after. I guess I'm just showing you this as proof that I have the doll because I'm not moving all of this, I'm sorry. Up next in 5th place, we have Scara and Who. These two are so nice. I wish I had their box, but I found them at the flea market, so I do not. And yes, I'm always going to tell that story every time I mention these dolls. So, Who is our only plush Monster High doll. He's fully plush, there's no skeleton inside, which I feel like is to his detriment, unfortunately. Like, a metal wire skeleton does wear out, and like on some older Sonic toys that have that, it does wear out and break, and it can't really be used anymore. So that could have easily been a problem for Who. I guess they just wanted to skip that mess and not give him one. But I still think if he had something in him that would help him pose, like it even could have been like a plastic, some kind of weird like little plastic body shoved in there to help him pose. I don't know. But I've always just wished he was posable, you know? Because he's kind of just a floppy little guy. As for Scara, she's perfect. I really don't feel like there's anything they could have done better on her doll because she has a pretty simplistic design. Unlike Iris, who was a backgrounder as well, they didn't redesign Scara before giving her a doll, which I actually prefer. It's kind of nice to just see that original backgrounder design be plucked out of the background and given a doll. So yeah, Scara and Who are pretty nice. And of course, here are my Scara and Who dolls. I found them at the flea market a year apart from each other. To this day, I still don't know how Who was still there. I found him a whole year after Scara. It was nuts. They're very, nicely made. Like, I actually appreciate how simplistic Scara is, not having any jewelry. They didn't even give her piercing holes if you wanted to give her earrings. Like, they're simplistic, but they're so nice. Up next in 4th place, we have Iris and Manny. These were the first Comic-Con dolls that I ever got my hands on. They were actually given to me as a gift because my mom knew a guy who went to Comic-Con every year, and she was like, oh, can you get her these dolls? And I say her because that's what my pronouns were back when I got these dolls. I use they, them now. But yeah, off topic. Basically, the guy she knew was able to get me the dolls, and I ended up with Iris and Manny for free. So, as is tradition, here are my Iris and Manny. Manny's a bit rough. I did have to paint in a spot on his nose because I dropped him one time. I used to bring these two out in public, like all the time. I would bring Iris to Walmart with me. I brought Manny to Chili's one time. I was way too young to have these dolls, but I have kept them on a shelf ever since, and they're fine now. I do actually have Manny's jacket. I don't know why I don't make him wear it, but I do have it. Iris, I had to redo her hair multiple times because I kept messing it up. And if I'm being honest, I would really like to buy a new Iris just because I feel like I've damaged mine a bit, but yeah. I love these two. I really like that they made them a couple. They had a cute dynamic. I like Iris's redesign. I feel like giving her some makeup and all those eyelashes just helped her face stand out a bit more. They gave her these cute earrings. I love this little vest that they gave her. And adding the eyeballs to her shoes, it's just so cute. So yeah, these two are incredible. I love them so much. And their box was so good. I'm not going to show it in this video, but just like look it up. Their box was so cute. Reaching my top 3, we have in 3rd place, Weberella. Widona is incredible. I adore this doll so much. When she came out, I actually wasn't a Monster High collector yet, so I didn't even know it happened. I was probably just like sleeping or something. I didn't do much when I was... How old was I when this doll came out? 9? Oh my god, I was 9 when this doll came out. No wonder I didn't get her. Yeah, so Widona. I love her. She's one of my favorite dolls that I own. She's like, she's genuinely like in my top 10 Monster High dolls of all time, which is impressive because there's over 500 of these guys. This Widona is just so good. Widona's amazing, and I really wish she had gotten more than 2 dolls. And again, here's my personal Widona. Her hair is a bit messy because I had to move her around a lot for this video, but I keep her in very good shape. I love her. I love her shiny metallic earrings. I love her 6 arms. All of her hands are posed differently, which is just so cool. I love this pose, by the way. She's just great. I love her. Coming up on 2nd place, we have Deadfast Ghoulia. I know, it's surprising. I would have ranked this doll number 1 usually, but I wanted to switch it up this time because I was doing some thinking and I was like, you know what? I think I like one set more than Ghoulia. This doll is so incredibly detailed. She's all decked out for Comic-Con, or as her lanyard says, NDBCC. I don't know what that means, but yeah, it's like a little Comic-Con parody. She's dated 2011 because that's the year she came out. She's got the Deadfast glasses in addition to her like vision glasses, so she's wearing 2 pairs of glasses. She's got they gave her a metallic red stand, but she didn't come with a metallic red brush as far as I know. She's wearing a Deadfast cosplay. She wrote a little fan fiction that she comes with, like in the form of like a little booklet. It's adorable. This doll is amazing. I got mine secondhand a couple years back for like $200, and she also came with the comic book club fashion pack that a basic Ghoulia with Saran hair was wearing. So I have 2 Deadfast figures because this doll came with a Deadfast figure and the Comic-Con comic book club fashion pack also came with one. So, as is usual, here is my personal Deadfast Ghoulia. The little fan fiction I keep behind her, and here she's got her little swag bag that she holds. Her little mini comic book and her figure are both inside. And here is her Comic-Con lanyard. It is also... Oh, it doesn't say NBDCC, it says NecroCon. How did I misremember that so badly? Yeah, this doll is so nice. I love her, and I'm very happy that I got her when I did, because her prices are out of whack these days. I feel really bad for anyone who wants this doll, because unless you are willing to put down your rent for the month, you're not able to get her. I really don't understand what happened to the prices on these dolls, dude. So, with number 2 out of the way, all that's left is to reveal my number 1 pick. So let's start counting down from 9. 9th place, 8th place, 7th place, 6th place, 5th place, 4th place, 3rd place, 2nd place, and finally, the crown of Comic-Con Monster High dolls, in my humble opinion, is awarded to Valentine and Wisp. These have to have been 2 of my most anticipated Monster High dolls of all time. Why Do Ghouls Fall in Love was one of the first Monster High movies I ever watched. Please don't fall over in my cool video. Yeah, so I always wanted Valentine to get a doll. I thought he was super cool. I love how detailed he is. All the embroidery on his jacket is amazing. I love the little chain on his pants. These boots are such a nice sculpt that I wish that they would have used again, but they never did. And Wisp. Oh my god, Wisp. I wanted Wisp to get a doll so badly. Again, 13 Wishes was probably the 2nd Monster High movie I ever watched. I watched it very early on when I was a fan. and I am still a fan. I mean, like, when I first became one. You get what I mean. So when I heard that Wisp was getting a doll, I freaked out. I paid $80 for this pack when it came out, and I unboxed them with such joy. I was so happy to have them. And then my Wisp got attacked by my dog. I had to replace this hand with her I Heart Fashion dolls, so it's not original. It's stolen from that doll, but there's no difference. It's literally the same hand. So yeah. Her hair is just a gorgeous blend of colors. I really love all of them. And she does have a chest joint. The reason for that is because you can swap her body to put it on that tail. It detaches like right around here. Here is my detached Wisp. Yeah, she's got a little chest joint up here. And you just kind of pop it back on whenever you want to give her legs or give her the tail. It's such a weird mechanic, but I love it. I really don't feel like it's a stretch to say that these are two of my favorite dolls of all time, because they are. Wisp was such an anticipated character for me, and giving her the ability to have the shadow tail is just so good. Also, I'm glad that they ignored and retconned her new design at the end of the movie, because I didn't like her new design at the end of the movie. So I'm glad that we got this version of her. Also, their diaries are so cute. They're such best friends. They're such besties. So, we reached the end of my ranking. I am so excited to see what Monster High releases for Comic-Con this year, and I hope that it's up to par with all of these dolls that are seen here. I've heard speculation that it might be a Draculaura, and I'm hoping that it's Caddy, because I heard that it's 13th anniversary themed, and who would be better for that than Caddy Noir? Or who knows, maybe they'll give us a new character. That would be cool. Widona was a completely new character, and she was so good. So yeah, feel free to comment your own ranking of the Comic-Con dolls in the comments below, and as always, I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye!